What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Body by Natalie. This is episode 4 in my Cutting for Summer series, and I just finished week 3 of my cut. So today starts week 4. I'm gonna turn my phone on silent because every single video you hear 20 million dings in the background. Let me start by saying alcohol's the devil. My week was going perfect. I was actually losing weight on this increased macros for this week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was actually losing weight. I was seeing progress. Thursday night, I went out to dinner and I planned my dinner. Everything was okay. I had maybe a little bit too much wine at dinner, but I finished dinner okay. And then I actually had some room left in my macros for when I came home Thursday night. I had a bowl of cereal, an apple, and like some other thing. But because I was still a little tipsy from the wine I had at dinner, I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and eat the entire box of cereal. A bunch of other shit in my kitchen. So Thursday night did not go as planned. Friday, the next day, started off pretty okay. But the next day, after you overeat, like after you give into your cravings are even worse the next day. Could not beat my cravings. Like for some reason, like using those tricks and those tips that I told you in my last episode, for some reason, like I just did not stop and think about those. Thursday and Friday were not that great. The good thing is this happened during my diet break where I needed to be at an increased level of calories anyways. But it's not good in the sense that I totally let myself do that. Now I want to go over my numbers from last week, show you guys what I hit every single day, and I'm gonna explain my weight gain and my weight loss and all of that. And then after I show you these numbers, I want to talk about following macros and if you should follow them, why you should follow them. So here we go. Okay guys, here is my data from last week, this chart right here. So as you saw last week, I lost a little bit of weight. I was 168, and then I was 166 Monday. This was my first day of my diet break, so my calories went up a little bit. So I was eating 1580 during my first 2 weeks, and then I jumped up to almost 2400 for last week for my diet break. So after the first day, I gained a little bit of weight. So that's expected just because I increased my calories that day. And Tuesday, I had the same amount, even a little bit more, and I dropped like so much weight. And then I gained a little bit on Thursday. So if I had just stuck to my calories the rest of the week, I probably would have lost even more weight. On Thursday, I went a little overboard. So I did track everything I ate. So I had over 5,000 calories on Thursday. Friday, I told you I kind of did the same thing. I don't think I had as many calories on Friday as I did on Thursday, but I didn't track on Friday. So I just kind of like estimated that I ate around the same amount. Because Saturday I woke up even heavier, so I'm just guessing that I ate over 5,000 on Friday. Saturday I was not hungry at all because Thursday and Friday were so high, so I literally just ate when I was hungry. I didn't force myself to eat, I didn't starve myself, I just listened to my body on Saturday. Didn't do any extra cardio. I did do an extra cardio session on Friday, and that's it. Did an extra 15-minute HIIT session on Sunday, which was yesterday. And then also on Sunday, again, I just ate when I was hungry. I didn't force feed myself. I didn't try to starve myself. I just ate whenever I was hungry, and this is what I ate. Coming back down a little bit. Today, I'll probably hit my macros as close as I can. Just because I'm feeling a little bit more hungry today and I'm feeling good. I'm ready for this week. So my new macros for this week though are a little bit different than the first 2 weeks of my diet. So I'm still eating the same amount of calories as the first 2 weeks. So I'm still eating 1580 calories, but I increased my protein and then I decreased my carbs and my fats. So I was eating 130 protein, 160 carbs, 47 fat. And now for this week 4, I'm still eating 1580 calories, but now my protein's at 140. And then to make up for the increase in the protein, I decreased my carbs and fats a little bit. So still eating the same number of calories. I just switched up my macro distribution because I feel like I need to be eating a little more protein, just because I didn't quite hit it these 2 days. What I did want to explain to you guys is the science behind why I gained a pound. At the end of week 2, I was 168.4, so I had lost a pound between these 2 weeks. Diet break went on, and Thursday and Friday totally fucked me up. So this number would have been lower if I had just stayed on track. But I didn't gain a pound. I gained less than a pound actually. And the reason for this is because here were my daily totals for every single day last week. If you add all these up, my average amount of calories for every single day was 2,780. And I was aiming for 2,390 every day. So these 2 days totally increased my calories for the week. And I did a little bit of math down here. So my weekly total amount of calories for week 3 was over 19,000. So 19,460 calories I ate last week. And that's just the sum of all of these numbers right here. So I just added up all these numbers, and that's the number I got. If I had stuck to my calories, if I had ate 2,390 calories every single day, this would have been my total. So this right here is 2390 times 7, and this is just the sum of what I actually ate. But this is what I was going for. So if you subtract these, I ate an extra 2,730 calories last week that I was not supposed to eat. And there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So if I had ate 3,500 calories extra last week, I would have gained a whole pound. But because I didn't, I gained a little bit less than a pound. So what is that, like 0.8 pounds? That is why. If I had ate 3,500 calories, this would have been a little bit higher. It would have been 169.4. This week coming up, like I said, I changed up my macros a little bit. And I'm not going to do any extra cardio this week. I'm just going to keep it how I've been doing it the first 2 weeks. The only thing is I'm going to add another extra HIIT session in this week. That's the only thing I'm adding, is just an extra 15 minutes of HIIT. Everything else is the same. Why do I track my macros? Why do I follow IIFYM? It's because of that reason right there. If you don't know how many calories you're eating, it's gonna be impossible for you to lose weight. Like, that's just facts. My decision years ago was to start tracking my calories, and it's totally helped me overcome my binges somewhat. I mean, as you see, I can still kind of like slip up sometimes, but my binges are so much better. I can actually see how much I'm eating, how much I overate, and then what I can do to make up for the difference. Yes, when you are tracking calories and macros, you're sacrificing some time and energy, you know, inputting your food into the app, being conscious of what you're eating. But if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to build a healthy lifestyle for yourself, you need to sacrifice something. There needs to be some sacrifice somewhere, some amount of discipline that you stick to lose weight, whether that's tracking your calories or eating a little bit lower carbs, hitting the gym more. Either way, you are sacrificing something. My decision is to sacrifice just a little bit of time and energy to track my foods in my little app, and it helps like so much. The first few weeks you do this, it is going to be kind of hard just getting used to remembering even to put everything in the app or searching for restaurants on there. And yes, it's a little time consuming and it takes practice, but anything, any skill that you want to get good at takes practice. So the first few weeks are going to be a little difficult, but then after that, it gets easier and easier. The foods that you eat most often are saved in your phone, so it's easier to just put them in the meal. After you are weighing out your food and tracking your food, you can start eyeballing things. Like right now, if I wanted to just scoop out like half a cup of rice onto my plate, I can kind of know how much half a cup is because I've weighed out my food and tracked my food for so long. I know what portion sizes are. And that's another thing. If you want to eventually go into intuitive eating and not track your calories, you need to do this first. To learn the portion sizes, learn how much you're eating, learn how many calories are in whatever foods you like the most. If you don't practice portion control, if you're not actually seeing how many calories are in the servings that you eat, it's gonna be extremely difficult to lose weight. Most people cannot lose weight just trying to intuitively eat just right off the bat. If we could just listen to our body and eat that way, then no one would be obese. Another reason I like following my macros this way is because it helps push through plateaus. And like I stated before, it helps you overcome the days you do overeat or you do fall off track. You see that you're eating the same thing every single day and you're consistent with it and you're either gaining weight or not losing weight, you can look at those numbers and you can know how much you need to subtract. No matter what diet you're following, no matter what you choose to do, keto, clean eating, intermittent fasting, you need to track your intake. Say you are following keto and all of a sudden your weight loss stalls. What are you gonna do? Just eat less food? You're already eating close to no carbs if you're doing keto the right way. If you are following the clean eating thing and throwing out all your junk and not eating junk, and say your weight loss stalls, what are you gonna do? Just like eat cleaner? Like how can you eat cleaner if you're already eating clean? So that's why it all comes down to how many calories you're intaking, not the diet, not low carb, low fat, whatever. It's how many calories you are putting in your mouth. That is what weight loss comes down to. Now to start this, if you want to start tracking your macros, I suggest downloading this app, MyFitnessPal. Where is it? Here it is. This little app right here, MyFitnessPal. To start tracking your foods, there is so many features on here that I love. So let's just go to tomorrow. If I want to track something for breakfast, there's this little barcode up here. You can literally just scan whatever food you're eating and it will upload onto the app if you're eating a packaged food. There are restaurants in here, like big chain restaurants are in here. So if you have Starbucks, like venti, mocha, peppermint, whatever the fuck you drink, you can track it in there and know how many calories it is, how many carbs, how much sugar. If you eat at McDonald's every day or Chipotle or Panera, all those foods are in the app. All you gotta do is search for it. And then as you get better at searching those foods and tracking those foods, if you are at a restaurant that isn't in the app, you can still kind of eyeball, like, how much rice am I eating? How much protein am I eating right now? And then use those restaurants as like a guide. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect when you go out to eat, but using your best judgment and at least tracking something is better than not doing anything at all. Like I said, if you are tracking every single day for a week, if you know how much protein, how much carbs, how much fats you're eating, and you're not losing weight, you can play around with those macros. Either increase your protein or maybe you need to decrease your carbs a little bit. So just tracking how much food you're eating will help you lose weight. Another thing is you can fit the foods that you love into those numbers. Like as long as you hit your dietary number goals every single day, you can put in the foods you enjoy. Like I said, if you like your Starbucks every morning or your McDonald's or your Chipotle, you can put it in there and still eat that food. Just make sure you don't go over your number goals for the day. And this is exactly what I do for my clients. I do this for myself, and I allow them to eat the foods that they love as long as they stick to the numbers that I give them. I would highly, highly, highly recommend starting to track your intake. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that little bell down below so you can be notified every time I put out a new video. I'm super excited for this next week. Even though I had those slip-ups from last week, I'm still counting that as progress, because if I had stuck with that diet break, honestly, I feel like I would have lost even more weight, even at the higher calories. So this is week 4, so my calories are a little lower now this week, but I'm really excited to hit it every single day, see what happens, and I will catch you guys in the next episode next Monday. So, see ya.